Welcome to the Business Owner Insurance Quick Bite video from Insurance Domain Training Center.
Right. Today we are doing a complete product teardown of a real cornerstone in commercial insurance, the business owner's policy, the BOP. And our goal here is to really deconstruct it for all the technical pros out there, the IT teams, the TPAs, the back-end processors, basically everyone who builds the systems and manages the data for these policies day in and day out. We're going to look at this not just as an insurance policy, but as a product with a very specific architecture and purpose. So we've got a really clear roadmap for this teardown. We're going to start by defining the product. Then we'll dissect its core components, run through a claim scenario to see how it actually works, analyze why it's so valuable, and finally we'll nail down who the ideal customer is for this thing. Okay, let's dive into section 1. Before we can tear anything down, we have to know exactly what we're working with. So from a product and a systems perspective, what exactly is a business owner's policy? Here it is, the key takeaway right off the bat. A BOP is not a single coverage. It's a product bundle. It takes separate, distinct coverages, property and liability, and puts them together into one neat package. For those of you in IT or product management, the best way to think about it is like a single, streamlined SKU made for a very specific market. It simplifies everything from the sales process all the way to administration on the back end. Okay, now for the fun part, the core architecture. Understanding these pieces is absolutely critical because from a systems point of view, you're not just managing one policy, you're actually managing multiple distinct coverage modules that all live inside a single product wrapper. Let's break that down. I want you to think of every single BOP as being built on a chassis that has 3 core components. And these aren't just optional features. They are the non-negotiable foundational pillars of the entire product. It's this standardization that makes the BOPs so incredibly efficient to underwrite and to administer. And here they are, the big 3 pillars. First, you've got general liability for claims from other people. Then there's commercial property for the business's own stuff. And finally, business interruption for when they can't operate and lose income. Now, from a data perspective, this is where it gets really interesting, right? Each one of these pillars has its own limits, its own deductibles, its own conditions, and all of that data needs to be managed and processed correctly within the very same policy file. So the theory is great, but to really see all the moving parts, we've got to run a claims scenario. Let's watch how one single event can trigger multiple parts of this bundled product all at once. We're going to use a classic example. A fire breaks out at a small retail shop. This is the perfect stress test for a BOP because a fire can cause damage that cuts across all 3 of those coverage pillars we just talked about. And here's the payoff. That one single fire event, it triggers this whole cascade of responses. The property component covers the building and the inventory. The business interruption part kicks in to cover the lost income during downtime. And if a customer got hurt in the fire, the liability component covers their medical bills and any legal costs. For a TPA or a systems developer, this is the real challenge, isn't it? You've got one event, one policy number, but you're potentially processing 3 completely different types of claims. Each one has its own rules, its own documentation, its own payment workflows. That's the complexity that's hidden inside this supposedly simple product. So this brings us to a really core product strategy question. I mean, if a single event can create so much complexity on the claim side, why bundle these coverages at all? Why not just sell them as 3 separate policies? Well, the value proposition is all about efficiency, and not just for the customer, but for the carrier too. Internally, having a single standardized product just streamlines everything. Underwriting is faster because the risks are so predictable. Billing is consolidated. Servicing is simpler. The trade-off, of course, is that you lose a lot of customization. This is designed to be a high-volume, low-touch product. It is absolutely not designed for businesses with unique or complex risks that would just break that whole efficiency model. Okay, so if this product is all about efficiency through standardization, then who is the ideal customer? Let's define the exact target market this product was engineered to serve. As you can probably guess, the target market is what we'd call Main Street, retail shops, restaurants, small offices. The key insight here is that these businesses all have a very similar and, more importantly, a very predictable risk profile. It's that similarity, that homogeneity, that allows for a standardized, prepackaged product. You simply can't create an efficient, bundled product for a market where all the risks are wildly different. And it's really worth pointing out, this isn't just a North American thing. While the name BOP might be specific to here, the actual product strategy, bundling common coverages for small businesses, that's a global playbook. The underlying logic of using standardization to create efficiency is universal in the world of insurance. So, to wrap up this whole teardown, the BOP isn't just some random collection of coverages thrown together. Not at all. It is a strategically designed product. Its entire purpose is to deliver broad, foundational protection to a very specific market segment in a way that maximizes administrative and underwriting efficiency. And that really brings us to our final thought. It's a question for all of us who support this product. Now that we've taken it apart and looked under the hood, how can a deeper understanding of its core components, its target audience, and its strategic purpose help us improve the quality and the efficiency of our own work, whether that's in processing, administration, or IT development?
Please note that this content is from Insurance Domain Training Center and have the copyright on it. The audio and video presentation are AI generated using Google Notebook LLM. For official terms and intellectual property rights, please visit our website, www.insudat.com, and Terms of Service page. Thank you for watching the Quick Bite series from www.insudat.com. Please like and subscribe to our videos for you to get notification when we upload new videos.